All right, hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a phrase that is, well, absolutely essential for anyone who wants to navigate a Chinese-speaking environment with confidence. We're not just going to memorize words today, we're going to dive deep. We'll dissect the structure, the logic, and even the cultural nuances behind asking one of the most common questions you could ever possibly need. Okay, let's dive in. So I want you to imagine this. You're in a bustling local market. The sights, the sounds, the smells, it's all there. You've gathered a few things you want to buy, let's say an apple, a banana, and a pear. You walk up to the vendor. Now what? What's the right thing to say here? This isn't a textbook exercise. This is a real, everyday situation, and knowing the perfect phrase makes all the difference. So here's our approach. We're not just going to memorize the phrase. That's surface-level learning. We are going to deconstruct it. Think of us as linguistic detectives for the next few minutes. We're going to examine each and every component, piece by piece, because when you understand the logic of how the phrase is built, you won't just remember it better, you'll gain a much deeper appreciation for the elegant structure of the Mandarin language itself. Okay, our very first building block is this crucial two-character term, yi gong. Let's really nail the pronunciation right from the start. The first character, yi, is a high, flat first tone. Say it with me. Yi. Good. The second character, gong, is a sharp, falling fourth tone. Gong. So put them together and you get yi gong. One more time, yi gong. This word is the foundation of our entire question. It's the signal that we're talking about the sum of everything, not just one single item. And this is where it gets really interesting. This slide shows you the beautiful, elegant logic that's packed into this one little word. Let's break it down. The character yi or e is as simple as it gets. It literally means one, a single unit, a whole. The second character, gong, is just fascinating. If you look at its older forms, it's said to depict two hands offering something up together. It symbolizes ideas like common, shared, or together. So when you combine one and together, you're literally saying one shared group. It's such a logical and clear path to its meaning, all together or in total. And that sharp, falling fourth tone on gong is so important, it gives the word a feeling of finality, of summation. It's just a perfect example of how Mandarin combines concepts to create new meaning. All right, got that? Now let's move on to the next piece of our puzzle, which is really the engine of the question itself. 多少. Let's get the pronunciation. 多少. The first character, 多, is a nice and easy first tone. The second one, 少, is a third tone. Remember that characteristic dip and rise, 少. This two-character combination is the classic way in Mandarin to ask how much or how many. And again, just look at the genius behind this. It is so logical when you break it down. 多 means many or a lot. Its direct opposite, 少, means few or a little. So by putting them together, you're not just asking a question, you're creating a question that covers the entire spectrum of possibilities. You're basically asking, is it on the many side or is it on the few side, which is the very essence of how much. Now, this is generally used when you're asking about a number you don't know or something over 10. A really common pronunciation mistake here for English speakers is that sh sound in shǎo. It's not a hard shu, like in shoe, it's a bit softer. Let's try it again. 多少. Perfect. And for our final piece of the puzzle, we have a very straightforward but obviously crucial character. qián, pronounced qián. This word specifies exactly what we're asking about, money. Now the pronunciation here needs a bit of focus. It's a second tone, so it's a rising tone. qián. And that initial q sound, this is a classic stumbling block. It's not a K sound. You want to press the flat part of your tongue, right behind the tip, against the roof of your mouth and release a sharp puff of air. Think of the cha in cheap, but with your tongue positioned a bit more forward. Let's try it. qián. Okay, let's take a closer look at this character, because honestly, every character is like a little piece of history. qián is a fantastic example of a phonosemantic compound character, which actually make up the majority of all Chinese characters. On the left side, you see the radical for gold or metal, jin. This is the semantic part. It gives you the meaning. It's about value. On the right side, you have the component ge, which originally meant a type of weapon, like a halberd or a spear. In this case, it's primarily here to give the character its sound. So this combination almost tells a story, hinting at an ancient time when value was tied directly to precious metals and the military power needed to acquire and protect them. It's amazing what's packed in there. Okay, so we've carefully dissected all the components. We have yi gong, meaning all together. We have 多少,
asking how much. And we have qián, specifying money. You see where this is going, right? We have all the parts laid out on the table. Now it's time to assemble them into our complete, coherent, and very powerful question. And here we have it, the full phrase in all its glory. Let's say it slowly together, really focusing on getting each of those tones just right. First tone, fourth tone, first tone, third tone, second tone. Ready? I, gòng,多, shǎo, qián. Excellent. Now, let's speed it up to a natural conversational pace. 一共多少钱? Notice how my intonation naturally rises just a little at the end, just like any question in English. So, in a real situation, you'd make some eye contact with the shopkeeper, maybe gesture towards your items, and ask politely but clearly, 你好,一共多少钱?
Now, this is an absolutely critical point, and it's where a lot of learners can trip up, so let's pay close attention. Context is everything. If you're only buying one thing, you would just point to it and ask 这个多少钱 or 这个多少钱, which means how much is this? You only use our powerful new phrase 一共多少钱 when you have gathered two or more items. Getting this distinction right shows that you have a more nuanced, a more accurate command of the language. It's a small detail that makes a big difference.
Okay, so we've got the language down, but knowing the words is really only half the story, isn't it? Now we need to move beyond pure linguistics and talk about cultural application. Understanding how to use the phrase, when to use it, and the social etiquette that surrounds the entire transaction. That's what truly elevates you from just a student of the language to a fluent and respectful communicator. This is so important for anyone planning to live, work, or even just travel in a Chinese-speaking country.
I want you to think of this whole interaction as a simple three-step social script. First, you gather up your items. Step 2, you get the shopkeeper's attention, but you do it politely. A simple 你好 or even just a friendly nod and eye contact is perfect. And then step 3, you ask your question, clearly and with confidence. 一共多少钱? You see, by using the correct phrase here, you're doing more than just asking for a price. You're showing respect. In many East Asian cultures, making a genuine effort to speak the local language is seen as a sign of respect for the culture and for the person you're speaking to. It shows you've taken the time to learn, and that effort is almost always noticed and appreciated.
And the utility of this phrase, it's just huge. You're going to find yourself using it everywhere. At a night market food stall when you've got a few different skewers, in a convenience store with an armful of snacks, and, this is a big one, at a restaurant with friends, when you want to be generous and pay for the whole meal, you can ask the server, 一共多少钱? Or when you're buying multiple tickets for a museum, a park, or a train for your whole family. Basically, anytime you're dealing with more than one item or service, this phrase is your key.
So there you have it. We've taken this phrase, we've broken it down to its very core, we've understood its internal logic, practiced its sounds, and placed it right where it belongs, in a real-world cultural context. You now have a tool that unlocks countless daily interactions. So the question is no longer how you're going to ask for the total. The real question is, with this new knowledge, what are you going to go out and buy? This phrase empowers you to engage, to transact, and to participate. The market is waiting for you.